Hi, I'm Roger and welcome to the shop. If you haven't been here before or if this is your first time, make sure you check out some of our videos. I do more than just woodworking, as you'll see here with this series. This is part 3 of rebuilding the 28-foot Suntracker party hut boat. And in this video I'm going to be covering how we reassembled it. And once again, since this was done in 2015, I had no thoughts even at the time of making a video of this, so it's pretty much a slideshow with a narration. What I'm going to cover here is putting the fence back on around the boat. We decided not to replace the aluminum in it. Overall, it was in pretty good condition, and time was a factor because we obviously wanted to get this back into the water. So we got the fence mounted back on there, and we got the poles back up, or the roof supports back up, got the roof set back on it. And well, as you'll see in the narration here, this is how it went. Okay, so here we go with part 3 of the rebuild. This was when we were reassembling everything. I didn't get as many pictures as I would have liked to as we did this. One of the things we did use as we were putting on the fence, and we also use this on the seats, are these risers. This keeps the frame up off of the carpet and prevents mold and mildew and rot, and lets everything dry off quicker. It's also handy when you are pressure washing the floor to get beach sand and stuff off, because you can just wash it right out under the fence. This is how it looked after we had the fence and the rear deck back on. And as we were starting to put the poles back in and set the walls in, this was actually a pretty easy process, because these wall sections are not heavy because of the way they're constructed. And you can still see on the back there that that nasty motor cover, and that gets fixed in this video. So here's another view of how everything sets up. If you look up here, I got my little arrow there pointing, you see something blue laying there. That is what they call electrical non-metallic tubing, ENT for short, or for those of us on the electrical trade, that's called Smurf tube. And it is a way for me to get from here up through this column, and it comes out the top right up here. And that'll go to the roof section. That'll handle the what I call the bat light, with a searchlight up front. It'll handle the horn, and a few other things we have on the front, including a LED deck light that I'll be showing you here later that we added to it. Here's a view from the front after we had the rest of the front view in, and where you see that water bottle sitting there on the corner, we added corner bumpers as well. The cast aluminum corners on the boat were still in fairly good condition, but we wanted to add a little bit more protection as we came into the dock. This thing can be a dickens to handle if there's a crosswind and when we're docking. The view of the head, or the bathroom if you will, the door going into it from the inside. And one of the other things I did, this is the galley cabinet. The original one was rotted out pretty bad. It also originally had an alcohol stove in the top. The wood trim around here was taken off of the original one and then stripped down and refinished. The top is just Formica laminate, and as well as the left side you see there. The door on the front there is access to a storage compartment and a place where we keep our little trash can. The door you see on the right is it's basically an ice box. You can put things in it, and big block of ice or bag of ice, you can kind of keep them cold. It's not real efficient, but it works. And here's that motor cover. I took this home and sanded it down and did a little body work on it to fill in all the pits and everything, and that's coated with a 2-part black urethane epoxy paint with 2 clear coats on it of urethane epoxy. The decals I put on, got those on eBay, and they weren't really very expensive. I don't remember what I paid for them, but it wasn't more than, say, 20 bucks. And here's the little LED deck light we added to the front. It's small. It is surprisingly bright. It lights up the front deck real well at night, and it will also attract thousands of bugs very quickly. So here it is with everything reassembled as far as we could go that day. And of course it's on the trailer. I've got it hooked up to my truck there so we can park it around behind the shop until I can come back and start putting in the console, which would be part 4. Well, I'm hoping you got a little bit out of that. If you're working on a project like this, it's a major undertaking, and no, it's not cheap. I'll try to do something towards the end on exactly how much we spent. I didn't keep real close track of it. It was just something that needed to be done, so we just did it as it needed to be done. And of course, there's things that still come up, and I'm still working on it. And there's always something. As I've said earlier, if you have a boat, it's nothing but a hole in the water you throw your money in. So at any rate, stay tuned for part 4. I'll get that up in a few days. Otherwise, we're always looking for subscribers, and if you enjoyed this video, we'd appreciate getting a thumbs up. I'll be putting some links here at the end on parts 1 and 2. If you haven't seen those, be sure and check them out. Otherwise, until the next video, thanks for watching.